Good evening, young world. This is Diamond Lynn, aka Mrs. Hal, aka Stay Focused, aka Take Care of Business, aka Don't Play No Games. And I'm very excited to be with you tonight, visiting with you tonight in your dorm rooms, in your house, wherever you're at, chilling with your friends, hopefully passing on the good news and this message. I come to you after a week that I didn't put out a video, and I didn't because I was actually grieving, and I'm still grieving, which brings me to the topic that I want to talk about this week, grief, and trying to find the positivity and the good things that you can find out of one's death, one's passing, one's ascension. I was blessed to work with a young lady for the last year and a half. Actually, I've known her for the last 3 years, but really developed a relationship probably the last year and a half. And she passed away, not this past Friday, but the Friday before that. And that was quite a hard blow. I consider it not a tragedy just to the people who knew her, but a tragedy in general. Such a young life, such a beautiful young woman. But I do know that there is blessings that can be found out of grief, blessings that can be found out of one's ascension. And when I say ascension, I do refer to going to heaven. And I'm blessed to feel very at peace with knowing that that young lady was a child of the King, and she has ascended. And that is where we all want to be. We want to be resting with our Father, and definitely blessed to be in that place where there is no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying, no more pain. That comes from Revelations 21:4. It's a blessing to be a Christian and ascend. So what I'm saying to you is that the tragedy that we experienced as a community, the tragedy that her family experienced, is definitely been a blessing to some of us, because we have been reminded of what we're working towards and what we can truly be confident in and what we can depend upon. And it's that when we pass away from this life, if we have salvation and are children of the King, it's not over, and we actually begin our life eternal, resting with our Father. And I am just so encouraged by that. I'm also encouraged by the strength of her family, the strength that is beyond compare, but is evidence of their knowing of her ascension and being confident in the promises that God gave us in His Word. And so, young world, I come to you because I know there were many people affected by the loss of this young woman. And I try not to use names because I don't, want to infringe upon anyone. But for everyone who knows me, you know what we're going through. And we are holding it together and loving each other and praying for each other and staying strong in that respect. But for anyone who's ever experienced a loss, please take the lessons that you can learn from loss and become a better person. Use that for positivity. If you aren't living right, get right. And if you are living right, stay right. If you don't know what salvation is, start digging into the Word of God. Start praying for the Lord to make it clear to you. Seek out wise counsel. Find someone who can show you and tell you what salvation is and help you know that you're going to get right so that you can ascend when it's your time to go. And that's the reality of it. We all going to pass away at some time, but we want to be assured of the fact that we know where our soul is going to rest. So I have another video that I'm uploading tonight, and it's entitled, I Look to You. And this is where I will get a little bit more personal about the death, because it did personally affect me. And so check that one out, because it's a memorial to her. It's in honor of her, and definitely also in honor of her family, who I love very deeply and feel very close to. Young world, I love you. I'm praying that you'll learn that life is a precious gift that we have, and we are not promised a day of this life. We're not promised a moment of this life. So if you've ever been confronted with the tragedy of losing someone and you are grieving, in your grief, find the positivities. Change your life. Get your life right. Stay right. Claim that salvation that is for each and every one of us so that we can ascend and live life eternal.